In this video, I'll show you how to know where price is most likely to go to, as I show you my trade recap for today being 18th of May 2026. So starting with GBPUSD this time, we had price come down a little bit before breaking structure to the upside, and it was marked from the beginning of the day. That's the first 15-minute candle for the day. So after that, it's made a form of a very little accumulation before a long candle, bullish candle, broke structure. So after that, what you just do is you mark your demand zone at that point of accumulation, which is this area here. So this was the demand zone here. You place your entry at this point, and your stop we placed below the strong low, and you target your 1:2, which should be around, which is close to the week high or the draw liquidity for a bullish scenario. So as you can see, today it worked out well. Price came into my zone, and there was a nice bullish candle that pushed price up to that point. So that was it. At this point now, price has broken structure again. So we'll make this a breakout structure. Now, after that, we wait for price to hesitate again. It has, at this point, this was where it said retracing before breaking the structure again. So we just mark this as demand zone. Now, our target will be 1:2, which should mean the take profit should be around this area. Now, the reason I did not take another trade, and it didn't even come down to the demand zone, but it's already evening time at this point, so there is no point in taking the trade again. Over to EURUSD. I had a break of structure first to the downside before price changed character, and this was the demand zone that I was supposed to target. The reason I didn't really target this was because after placing my stop here, if I was to enter this trade, my stops would have been here, meaning the 1:2 would have been way above this draw liquidity. So that was the reason I didn't take that trade. And then price came, retraced here, tapped into its broke structure. After doing that, this was the new demand zone, but price couldn't come down here. It then broke structure at this point initially, then changed character, and I'm having a feeling this is supposed to be a liquidity sweep, but just because there's no wick taking it out, it's actually a body closed, and he's marking it as change of character. So he later changed character back to the bullish sense, and this should have been the new demand zone because this long candle pushed it all the way up. So this little candle here can be seen as the hesitation candle, but I didn't take this trade because it was not fully what I was looking for. This also can be marked as the liquidity here. This can be a demand zone, and then as usual to target this point here as the week high or draw on liquidity. So that's just it. Mixing, or will I say merging market structure with supply and demand zones, and sometimes liquidity. Sometimes you will not get liquidity to use. You can still take the trade. It's not a must to have liquidity. But if you have liquidity, it's still an added advantage to boost the probability of winning that trade. Now on gold, this was what the market did. It came all the way down here. It was a very massive dump during Asian session, and as Asian session was closing, price was getting back to the Asian high. It finally came to this point and broke structure at 6:15 a.m. After breaking structure there, it had a retracement, and from there it just kept on accumulating throughout, I think, London session. Yeah, this was the whole of London session. It was just accumulating at the Asia high. So as the 12:30 candle came out, it had a very massive push up and broke structure again. After breaking structure, at this point, this is the demand zone here, but I also didn't want to touch this trade because it just seems the market structure wasn't seeming too clear or too nice to trade off of, so I just left it. Now the mistake I made, and I'm seriously reconsidering it, is that I should have seen this. I'm coming, let me take this out first. I was eager to see this as a break of structure and marking as my demand zone, when in actual sense. This was liquidity being taken right here. And then this was supposed to be where my trade will be. Stops here. Yeah, stop here. And then target a 1:2. And the trade would have closed at 8 o'clock. So that's just it. But I made a mess of the whole market structure. I think I was just pretty happy from the GBPUSD trade. That's worked out well. But we learn every day. So we've reached the halfway point of the video. You guys should like it, drop a thoughtful comments, share the video to everyone you know that is trading, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is it. We are currently at 73. Thank you guys. For those that have been subscribing, I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's get to 80. We've passed 70 now. Let's get to 80 before you need to reach 100. So if you haven't yet and you're watching this, a lot of people, still 80 to 90% of people that are watching my videos that haven't subscribed yet. So please drop a subscribe. It's just a click of a button, but it will take me farther than I currently am. So on X, I'm at 217. So people are following me there. You guys, I appreciate each and every one of you once again. But let's move to see if we can get to 250. On Facebook, I'm on 7 followers. On Instagram, 4. And most importantly, my Telegram channel. This is where I drop all my trade ideas before they even play out. So this was the GBPUSD trade. Yeah, I called it before the trade played out, and then it finally played out well here, as you can see, for every single one. So that is just it. I'll also be keeping you guys engaged with all my thought process behind each trade and everything. Also do some lessons on risk management, trading psychology, so on and so forth. So you guys should join my Telegram channel. There's a lot there to benefit from. Back to the video. On AUDUSD, what the market did was it came all the way down and then broke structure. After breaking structure, there wasn't any clear demand zones here, although I don't trade the first break of structure or change of character. After that, price broke structure again, and this was meant to be my demand zone. I don't know why I didn't see all these things. It's now I'm seeing them. This was meant to be my demand zone. Anyway, okay, I know why I didn't see them. They all happened late in the evening, around 4, and I don't usually take trades around that time. But anyway, that's it. This is supposed to be the demand zone. Then here, this can be used as liquidity. And this is meant to be the target, but if you take these trades, I think your actual 1 to 2 hours target should be around here, which it would have been hit. So it's very straightforward. Over to USDCAD. Now this is the one that I was skeptical about. So price broke structure here and had a minor retracement, finally broke it again. So I marked this out as my supply zone. Now this is where the problem was. This was my supply zone. Price broke structure and I marked this as my drawn liquidity, my target. Instead of, I was expecting price to not get here and close below it first. I wanted it's supposed to come to my zone first before making any move for the week high, the week low in this case. But it came and broke structure here. So as it broke structure, I was like, okay, this could be the new leg. But it still seemed like a very valid setup because this being the protected high did not seem like a very, very good idea. So what I just did was to stay away from the trade and just watch it play out. And not to my surprise though, it came there, entered my zone and went straight for the next target. So confirmed my initial thoughts, and it's nice even if I didn't take the trade, but it's a nice learning material. Over to USDCHF. Now this one was the one that I also planned along with USDCAD, but it didn't really get into my zone. So price broke structure from the beginning here at around 4:30 AM, retraced and broke structure again. So this was my supply zone. Now the thing I'm thinking of is if my supply zone should have been this whole retracement move. Maybe, possibly, but I decided to just use this as the main one. And price didn't get into it. Although I didn't even take the trade because this liquidity was so far away from the zone. and it didn't seem like it was something I would want to be playing with. So I left it. More to learn there. I think that's all. One thing I've realized is that when you're trading, your emotion, in fact, your mentality, you won't really be noticing some things as you're in the zone, because that's where price is moving. So you'll be like, what if it does it? What if it doesn't do this? So you'll be more focused on mitigating risks. But once it plays out, you'll be like, okay, this is what I should have done. This is what... Another time will still come when you want to take a trade, and then something like this happens. You'll be like, what if this happens anyway? So just try your best to reduce your risk as much as possible, because in this trading world, anything can happen. Anyway, so that's it on my video, how you can almost always, not always though, almost always know where price is likely heading. We just market structure. Then you react off of supply zones and demand zones, and liquidity can be used to sponsor the moves. So that's just it. Simple strategy, market structure, liquidity, and supply and demand. So thank you guys once again. Like the video, drop your thoughtful comments, and subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, join my Telegram channel. All the links will be dropped in the description. Thank you guys, and we'll see you again later. Bye.